Hey guys, what's going on? Darryl Addison at Torpedopot.com. Darryl Addison at Torpedopot.com. And what we're going to do today is to learn how to collect seeds from the kale plant. These kale were planted last year of October. And since then, we've had a total about 21 kale plants. So we've been eating nutritious food through the winter time. And then when the spring came forth, then they just multiplied and started to grow in your torpedo pot. Your torpedo pot grows your food for you. So it allows that plant to germinate in there as a seed or put it in as a plant. We did both of them. And the ones we germinated as seeds, we put in during March of last year. And we just cleared them out right now. And ones that we put in as plants, we did in September, around September of last year. And then we harvested those and we collect the seeds. So the yield is amazing. So we've been able to have at least 8 to 10 kale plants in each planter, okay? And wow, this took off tremendously. And we cut them down to the base, and the kale has grown back again. It's still produced. It's a biennial plant. So you can plant it during the first year, but it won't seed until the second year. And that's why we've harvested so much kale to produce seeds, because we have those that produce seeds in March that we planted, they grew. Those that we put in the ground, we transplanted from our nursery, and they grew. It was amazing. So Torpedo Pot grows your food for you. You don't have to transplant your pots, move it over. Get it from your grower, put it in your Torpedo Pot, you set it and you forget it, and it grows your food for you with no human intervention. So what we're going to do today is to show you how to collect seeds. Now, this is my sprouting jar. I put some beans in there, and if I want sprouts within 2 days, I'll get sprouts from my beans and I'll be able to eat it and enjoy it, maybe just eating off of it. I like that new energy that emerges forth for that genetic growth that takes place. I like those new functions, the plant functions that are being developed and the physiology that's being developed. And I think all of that plays in that plant's nutrition, its development, from a seed that may be highly nutritious to something now is building up carbon from the air and it's got so much mass and is doing such a great job. So Torpedo Pot grows your food, and that is the moral of that story. All right, so what I do is that I really come out and I take the seeds. Let me bring one of them over to you so you can see what they look like. Now, this is not completely dried out. That's why I'm so glad I got this one. As you can see, this is still somewhat green, okay? And you don't want to collect it when it's somewhat green. So let's go find something a little bit more brown. But you can see the seeds just drying up inside of that pod, and it's ready to, you see those lumps going over through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seeds in that one pod for kale. Now, let's get something a little bit more brown that we can use. Illustration. Here's one. Let's try this one. Yeah, so this is nice and brown. Nice and brown. And as you can see, it started dropping out some of the seeds already. Literally opening up, and you can see the seed in that pod. Let me see if I can help you focus on that part right there. You can see the seed in that pod just waiting to come out. And so what we do is that for these pods that have not opened up yet, and as you can see, they go from green to brown very quickly. And they may be dropping it in your area and you'll never know it. Oops, I'm sorry. They may be dropping it in your area and you would never know it. So it's very important for you to take control of your growing scenario. And instead of you having to buy seeds every year, learn to harvest your own seeds. Harvest your seeds. I mean, from one plant, if we do 7 per pod, let's say one plant produces 20 pods, and it's 20 times 7 in this case. That's quite a bit of seeds for next year. That's quite a bit of seeds. So 140 seeds will be generated from this plant by you collecting the seeds. So after you finish eating all the leaves off your plant and the limbs off your plant to some degree, you want to be able to go to pod. And you don't have to worry about it. Let it go to pod, collect those seeds, and start your new, your fresh new growth. Remember now, you can use these seeds to start your fresh new growth now. Now. Right now. And that's amazing. So what I do is I take it and I pull the pot off. I don't actually pull it off. I'm gonna do it faster for you, but just do this a small illustration here. And all we do is to rub that pod and look at the seeds fall out of it. And so we just rub it. And when it's in the, when I have it in a closed container, I drop it in. So that pod, and what I do is that all of the ends of the plant that we're not gonna use, I just toss it away into my recycle bin. So light you can just blow it away, okay? Now from this I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seeds already. 8 seeds that are in my hand. Now, 8 seeds yields 8 plants, right? The same 8 plants that were in the 20 planters that I had. 8 plants were grown. So I could use this to regenerate my seeds over again for the next torpedo pot and get 8 plants. All right, so I'm going to take my seeds now and put it in my little dish here so I can collect them. Now, I prefer you not use a bigger container so you can take all of it and just rub it in your hands and just rub the seeds off of it. Let's try a little bit now and see if we can do it. So that's why the mouth has to be bigger. This is a small mouth jar. But normally you would do this and just break the seeds down and let them just fall into the pot. And let the wind just drive the chaff away, that's all. And so you collect the seeds inside of the pot, which is pretty cool. Darryl Addison, Torpedopot.com. Darryl Addison, Torpedopot.com. Common sense gardening. That's the #1 thing you need. You don't need tools to grow your food. You don't need fertilizers to grow your food. Torpedo Pot grows your food for you with no human intervention. The only thing you need is common sense gardening. And when you listen to our videos and what we have going on, you're going to pick up some really good pointers to gardening where that you don't have to do any work. And that's the whole objective, right? To recycle, make it sustainable so that everything you use and everything you grow can be reused over and over and over again, okay? Darryl Addison, Torpedopot.com. See you later. Bye-bye.